Hello, it is a dark episode for March the 6th, 2026, and I'm a bonehead. I did a boneheaded thing last night, and yeah, it's just I completely had a brain fart of there should have been a space between giving of a certain medication, and I did not do the proper spacing for that. And for some reason, it never applied. It never occurred to me. Um, I don't know if it's because I was just in this situation doing stuff and kind of juggling things, and I'd kind of basically I reverted to the older previous medications spacing for stuff like that, and it's just like fuck. So that was not great. Um, you know, Manager was patient with me, and I didn't have to write out a med error thing, but it was just like fuck. That is something that I should have really gotten and known. Did it have any ill effects on the resident? No. Uh, it was something to help that resident calm down. It had no effect on him whatsoever, on them whatsoever. They were continued to be super wired the entire night, and it wasn't until they had a third one at off of the program site that they came home, and finally they were dozy for a while, and then they woke up after dinner. So it's just like fuck. It's just like, oh my god. Uh, so, but regardless of that, I need to. That's my job, is to I get instructed on how to use stuff that I don't have the education to know all the proper particulars about. I don't get to be rogue on shit like that. I I I I I, I am a good team member and follow what people who have lots of training and stuff like that know about medications. So don't do that again, Jay. Don't do that again. It's like fuck. Um, you know, which is the best thing to learn. We make mistakes in our field. Hopefully, they're not, really harmful to our client. This was luckily not. But Jesus, got to do better. So that's the professional note to myself. Do better, and keep shit like that in mind. Um, I have to say, it's just probably just a kind of a piling of just a lot going on that I didn't properly um, follow proper procedure for that particular thing. All right, that's a lot of stuff. Uh, I am at the moment reading. Uh, is it The Warm Hands of the Ghost or The Cold Hands of the Ghost by Catherine Arden, which I think has a pacing problem still. Catherine Arden does seem to be someone who kind of ambles along at a certain pace, and it's just like, I would like this to move faster. But it's interesting contrasting this World War One novel, which apparently is going to have fantasy elements at some point, with Angel Down, which very much got to the point a lot quicker about its fantasy elements in World War One, very much in kind of the same time period. France, horrific shit happening in both cases. Um, both who are reference the Angel at Mons, which is just like, there's that, and then there's a whole bunch of other kind of Canadiana, Passchendaele, various things that have gotten referenced. That just it's like, is there nothing new under the sun for this subject, or maybe this subject has just been so well plowed, it's hard to find new stuff in the thing. Um, it does make me think. I don't know. It's two definite different ways. Like, they're both, you know, horrors of war, but Catherine Arden's book is much more quieter and understated and more psychological damage of these of the nurse and of her brother, who is in the trenches with the a German, that they've both survived so far, and they've actually picked up a what sounds like a Brit as well, um, out of basically, drowning in mud. Kind of, the shelling has turned it into basically quicksand, and they actually managed to get him out. But um, it's much more psychological, which in some ways I think is more affecting than which is much more flashy, which is Angel Down, and just like the horrible, visceral, like a horror story. Um, Whereas it's more psychological with um, with the cold hand, the wet, warm hand of the ghost or whatever it is. So yeah, it's I'm Angel Down is a lot more of a draw. It was much more of a driving read. This is like an audiobook that I'm kind of getting to once in a while, and I'm trying to kind of keep myself going in it because I don't want to give it up. But it's like it's easier to put down. Um, there's kind of a dude, the dude driving, continuous sentence flash to the thing. There's the swearing, there's the violence. They're just like, oh, this is a contemporary hard look at this. Whereas Catherine Arden is much more kind of traditional World War One novel, which I do. I have to admit I find boring at parts. In a way that kind of makes me feel ashamed for it to be boring. But it's like it's one of the reasons why I wanted to look at stuff from 1890 to 1910 in my 1901 project about my grandfather, because it's just like, okay, I want to do it before the transformation or the divide that is World War One, which, yeah, on what is now our world now, I feel like almost more than World War Two. World War One is that divide. So like this is the world my grandfather was born into, and that died um, in World War One, and then World War Two. Like, I mean, there's a space of time in there too, but there's just like these two World Wars, which are just sort of continuation of each other. So yeah, it's interesting to confront World War One in these two fiction books, and how different, and how it's like, is there kind of a masculine kind of bravado, which, and versus the kind of the female. Well, it's not, I can't, don't gender it entirely. I don't know. These are me hashing things out. All right, I'm going to leave it there. More videos later.